Lotto, when you produce explosive footy, as the Dockers did in the second quarter yesterday against the Western Bulldogs, I think you can dream big if you are the Dockers. And I want you to now go to your screen, as we've dubbed this screen all year on Access for Crypto.com. Take us through what it was they did that most impressed you.
Well, it was a 7-goal burst in the second quarter where, full credit to them, they're down at quarter time and the Dogs were hunting them, but it was the speed of ball movement. So we're going to get to their pressure and their burst. But I thought this man, Murphy Reid, was outstanding. I thought Frederick was dangerous. And then the three big boys, Damo, got a hold of them, who we're going to talk about soon.
Jai Amos kicking that goal there, 1 of 3 for the game. Tracy kicked 3. Yeah. Boss kicked 3. Reid stood up. And
they got some of the Dogs' defenders up high. Like you see Luke Cleary up high. He couldn't go with Murphy Reid on the way back there.
That is a brilliant goal.
It is a brilliant.
From a first-year player.
Yeah, like some of these.
Brilliant handball.
Lightning quick. So that's the Dockers at their best. You know, they've been criticised a lot for being dour and slow. There was none of that. Shea Bolton, he suits that type of game. So they've got so many weapons at their disposal. Look at the chasing. So they got them up nice and high, chained by hand, got the doggies out the back, and these backmen like Lob and those types, they got exposed really badly in this game.
Put the chest out here, Lotto, because they did this in the tall forward sense yesterday. Patrick, Voss, Jai, Amos and Tracy all kicked 3, and Luke Jackson chimed in with 2.
Yeah, as I said, Lob had his worst game of the season. I thought O'Donnell was okay. He held up quite well. He was pretty good. Luke Cleary was caught out a little bit on Murphy Reid. So there's no doubt they've got issues in that area, the Western Bulldogs. But with that supply coming in and how fast the ball movement was in, the Doggies were exposed. So the biggest weakness was spoken about all year. When you come to play the best sides, your weaknesses are exposed, and the Doggies' biggest weakness was exposed on the biggest day of all for them, where they were not good enough in those defensive posts.
We'll get to the Dogs in a moment, Lordo, and upon reflection of their season, it was a failure. There is no sugarcoating that for them. But when you looked at this game yesterday, you got to quarter time, it was 15 points the deficit. They exploded from there on in, and they put some pressure on the Dogs in a way that would stack up in finals.
Yeah, I thought the Dogs' pressure was huge in the first quarter, and the Dockers couldn't get the ball outside past halfway for the first 6 or 7 minutes, but they weathered the storm. I thought that man Alex Pearce, we'll talk about him a bit today too, because Sam Darcy, he got a hold of Sam Darcy, so they held up well. But then from quarter time, it was pressure like this which overwhelmed the Western Bulldogs. So off the back of that pressure, they got their hands game going, the speed of ball movement going, and the Doggies just couldn't cope with it in that 7-goal burst.
Yep, the defenders were exposed, weren't they? And as we now, I suppose, analyse where they are with the backline, Lordo, please talk to the midfield as well, because to finish the season outside the 8, they don't want for much. It's a regular theme with the Bulldogs. To me, there can be no sugarcoating the fact that they are not playing in September.
No, so I wonder, like I look at Hawthorn who go, we need 2. So they went Battle and Barris and they got 2 in, and they've been rock solid behind the ball. So I would love to know who the Dogs have in mind. I hope they do have someone, or are they saying Croft or a Norton or one of those types are going to be our key defender?
James O'Donnell, he's still a work in progress, isn't he? I mean, he's okay, but he's only okay at the moment. Is that fair?
Yeah, I want to know who their number 1 is. So O'Donnell's a number 2 or 3, but they need the Colossus, like the Wiedering type, or that everyone else has that gun, like in defence, which the Bulldogs don't have.
And the Western Bulldogs re-signed Luke Beveridge for 2 more years later. I think it was the right decision for what it's worth, but he now concedes a lots of strings of goals in key moments. It happened yesterday. There were 8 in a row, 7 in the second quarter. It happened 16 of the last 17 in the 2021 grand final. It happened in the 2022 elimination final against the Dogs. They were 7 goals up in that game. It happened last year in the final against Hawthorn. Something has to be fixed there as well.
Yeah, defensively, he needs to be critiqued. Luke Beveridge, that they don't defend the ground well enough. And then also, as said, they need to recruit well. I'm not interested in hearing that they want Zach Butters, because I think start with the big key defender first before you worry about another midfielder.